Hey guys, Ivan here, and in today's video we got a couple of very interesting bodybuilding updates. Well, the first one is not exactly bodybuilding, it's a bikini update, let's put it that way. So Tyler Mannion created this video in which he's explaining that they're adding a new division to the IFBB Pro League and the NPC, and the name of the division is going to be Fit Model. Now, I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with this, but basically in 2016, IFBB split into two federations. Now we have NPC or NPC Worldwide and the IFBB Pro League. That's the federation we follow. The headquarters are in the US and the president is Jim Mannion. The other part is, let's call it European IFBB. The president is Rafael Santoja, and the amateur part is called IFBB, just IFBB, and the professional part is IFBB Elite Pro. So what NPC and IFBB Pro League are trying to do with this division is basically create a division that is what bikini used to be 15 years ago. And in the IFBB, the European one, there is already a division called Fit Model. For example, here is one competitor from Serbia. So they're wearing these sort of dresses and then they take them off and then they're wearing these one-piece swimsuits, whatever you want to call them. So this is Fit Model in the IFBB. But here is what bikini looks like in the IFBB. Here is also one competitor from Serbia, one of the best athletes, bikini athletes in the world as well. So it's like much more mainstream, right? So they didn't go overboard with conditioning, with muscularity. They were punishing the athletes who would come too much conditioned, too muscular. So IFBB maintained bikini division to stay the way it was when it was originally created, and they did the same thing with Man's Physique. So Man's Physique went overboard, way overboard in the NPC or IFBB Pro League, and the same thing happened with bikini. The girls are too muscular, too conditioned. It's not a soft, natural look that we have over here in the bikini division. Like, there are other divisions where more muscularity, more conditioning is appreciated, but bikini stayed this way, and I like that. I like the strict rules, and the judges who weren't awarding more conditioning, more muscularity. What bikini stayed in the IFBB is definitely a much, much better look. You know, that's what bikini was supposed to be. Like a natural, softer look. I know this girl for a fact is natural, of course. So that's what bikini is supposed to be, if you ask me. And they went a little bit overboard in the NPC, and now they're trying to come back by creating this new division. Now, Tyler Mannion made this story, and he's kind of trying to explain that bikini did not go overboard. So he says, the new division's logic is very simple, even though people inside the industry know that top bikini competitors aren't overly big and muscular when you see them in person, but the average gym goer does not. And I have to disagree with that. I don't think he really believes this, because bikini competitors, top pro athletes, like even in the gym, especially on the stage, but even in the gym, you can see like those big shoulders, vascularity in the shoulders, cuts, separation in the delts, like lines in the glutes. Basically, they're trying not to flex their glutes on stage, but if they did, you would see separation in the glutes as well. So bikini definitely went overboard. And Man's Physique, let's not even talk about that. So I'm guessing the next division is going to be Men's Fit Model. Because, again, Man's Physique, those guys like their upper body, some of them are just as big as classic guys. So they weren't able to control that, to punish the guys for becoming too muscular, too conditioned, same thing with girls. So now they're gonna have to create a new division because they can't go back. They went too far. If they were just a little bit overboard, they could just punish the girls with too much conditioning and just go one step back, but this way it's impossible. It went too far. They would have to go like 10 steps back. Again, bikini was supposed to be literally a bikini look. When you see a girl on the beach and she looks like she works out, she looks fit, that's about it. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what it stayed in the European IFBB. NPC took it a little bit too far, and now they're trying to kind of remedy that by creating a new division. And yeah, sure, that's awesome, because I think it's needed. We need a division for men and women that is going to be, you know, appalling to all the people, like not just competitors, not just people from the industry, but just like anybody. Whoever sees those people is going to think they're just fine, perfect. Nobody's gonna say that a fit model competitor is too muscular or too conditioned. So it's gonna help with the promotion of the sport, just like what bikini did back when it was formed, and men's physique as well, before it all went a little bit too far. Anyways, guys, tell me down below, what do you think about this? Alright, the next thing we got is a little bit of something from Derek Lunsford. Now, as you guys know, he is no longer working with Honey Rambert. Or should I say, Honey Rambert is not working with anybody anymore. Now, we don't know exactly who is Derek's new coach. He for sure has a new coach because his prep for the Arnold Classic started. And there are rumors, like, it's a very logical choice that he's gonna go with somebody like AJ Sims. I believe that's the guy. But then also, Dave Palumbo on the RX Muscle said that it's not AJ Sims, and he knows who it is, so it could be Chris Aceto as well. I think it's one of those two guys, but today we got this little video posted by Chris Cormier, and it's Derek Lunsford training legs. You can see he's barely walking because his pump is so crazy. You can see him all sweaty, so he did a crazy leg workout, and Chris Cormier is filming him and he's tagging him, and he says, new level of confidence plus intensity plus stage generalship, if that's how you pronounce that word, equals championship. Arnold Sports. So, as you guys know, Chris Cormier is a trainer. He has his Camp Cormier, basically training program, I guess. People go to him and he trains them and he helps them with posing and stuff like that. So it seems like Derek could be working with Chris Cormier now. They don't really announce anything officially, but I mean, look at this. So Chris says new levels of confidence, intensity, and stage generalship. So I guess Chris Cormier is going to teach Derek how to train more intensely to bring up the lagging body part, which is the legs, and he's going to help him with the posing as well, and I guess with the confidence thing too. So I don't think Chris Cormier is going to be coaching Derek Lunsford. I don't think he is a prep coach of that sort, but it seems like he is going to be training Derek for the Arnold Classic prep. Now, if that's the case, if Chris helps him with training, if he truly pushes him, especially on the leg days, and if he helps him with posing, guys, but I don't think Derek really needs a lot more work with posing, just some tweaks. He really knows how to pose with his body, but there are some tweaks he could change, especially the abs and thigh shot and maybe some others, but overall he's pretty good in that regard. But, you know, more work can't hurt, especially like practicing, you know, the stamina for him to be able to hold the poses for long and not lose his ground if they actually push them, him and Samson, on that stage. So having a posing coach is definitely a great thing. And what is more important thing here is that he has somebody who's going to push him in training, especially when it comes to legs. So if he is now partnered up with Chris Cormier, that's going to mean good things for sure. That's going to mean that Derek is going to be better, that much better on stage. Now, I don't know if Chris Aceto or AJ Sims can bring Derek better than Hunter Abbott was able to do. You know, Chris Aceto is a conditioning coach. So if he works with him, he's going to get super sliced. And also AJ is known for that as well. He also brings his guys really freaking conditioned. So we can expect probably the most conditioned version of Derek Lunsford since he moved to the Open. You know, he was really ripped in 212, but he was struggling to make the weight, so he had to lose even muscle. Now that he has to be big, and if he brings that 212 conditioning on top of this size, and if Chris Cormier helps him with bringing up the legs a little bit more, man, it's gonna be tough for Samson to beat Derek. I mean, it's gonna be a really good battle. It seems like it's gonna be a two-man show for sure. It's hard for me to imagine anybody beating Samson, really, but if Derek is so focused and so determined that he has a new coach and a new trainer, an opposing coach as well, then, you know, we can expect a really good version of Derek Lunsford. And that version could potentially even win the Arnold Classic against Samson Dauda. But it's going to be a very interesting battle and a very interesting prep. We'll follow very closely what these guys are doing. But yeah, it seems like we're going to probably see the best version of Derek Lunsford we saw so far at the Arnold Classic. It seems like that. It seems like he's focused, driven, and since he was so disappointed after the Mr. Olympia, he probably has a couple of things he wants to prove at the Arnold Classic. So Arnold Classic is going to be a great show. We're going to witness a crazy battle in that top 2. Alright, next up we got a new physique update from Carlos Thomas Jr. Actually, Patrick Tour, who is his coach, by the way, posted this little story of Carlos doing the front double bicep, and man, this is looking nasty. This is looking insane. This looks better than, let's say, a Kim Williams. It reminds me of a Kim Williams, but he just looks more impressive. Like, those legs are looking bigger, the biceps are even looking more peaky and more massive, and the chest does as well. Now, obviously, his conditioning is not stage ready, but it's a very good conditioning for 11 weeks out. And as the prep goes along, I'm really curious to see how Carlos's body is going to change. But even though he's as much of a freak as he is doing really well at the Arnold Classic, he's a tall order, especially since he's going against guys like Samson Dauda, Derek Lunsford, Andrew Jack, Brandon Curry, Sean Clarida, James Hollinshead. So it's gonna be very difficult for Carlos to really make an impact. But if anybody is a dark horse, somebody who can surprise and place really well, really highly, it's gotta be this guy with his freaky physique, freaky body parts. The only problem he has is the back. But it's mainly the thickness of the back issue. Like, from the front, you can see that his lats are a little bit higher, but they are popping out nicely. So he has some lat mass for his insertions. He does lack some depth, some thickness in the back. But like from the front and from the sides as well, he's really a specimen. He's really a freak. He's a true monster. I mean, look at the size of his freaking arms, man. And the chest as well. How full his chest is, even when he does the front double bicep. And he can pull a vacuum. His waist is super small. His legs are in the ballpark of Nick Zilla, for example. Like, they are that thick, that round. He's a shorter guy, so it doesn't look that good when he's next to the other guys. But when he stands here alone, he looks better than freaking, I don't know, Andrew Jack in the front double bicep, almost. But again, the height is going to be a problem for him, especially against these guys who are a lot taller, like Andrew, like Samson. Like Derek and Brandon and of course Sean Clarida, they are in his, ballpark as far as height, but the other guys are taller. So I don't know. This guy can definitely surprise and plays surprisingly well. He does look like an absolute monster right now. Whatever you guys think about him or about whichever part of this video, comment down below. Tell me, what do you think? If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. For more content like this, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon. All the best and bye-bye.